Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Welcome to a new playthrough video. Today I am going to be playing another game of Star Realms, but I'm doing something a little different today. Now, if you've played Star Realms before or played solo specifically, you probably know that the game comes with solo boss monsters or bosses. They're challenge cards or scenario cards. This is an example of a challenge card. This one's two-sided with two different bosses. And what happens is you play it solo. It has a certain amount of health per player. You can play it with multiple players, but if you play it solo, then this one starts with 25 health. It says 25x per player. And then, if you watched my last video, you reveal cards and you basically play the boss based on the color card that is revealed, and you try to defeat the boss. Well, what happens over time is, if you play this game a lot, like I do, you run out of bosses. You've played them enough, and that's that. So, in the Star Realms community, there is a very thriving group that make their own solo bosses or challenges. And I've only done it once. I actually used to do it for Hero Realms much more than I did for Star Realms, but I've gone ahead and tried to make my own. It's called the AI Infection Hub Ship. It's an unofficial boss card, and it has not been play tested. Before I release it to the world, and I used to release a lot of these for Hero Realms, I would play them quite a bit just to make sure they were fair, they weren't too overpowered or too underpowered. I wanted them to feel, you know, like you really had to work to try to win it, but not too difficult. So I've created this one, and what I'm going to do in this game is I am going to play through it for the very first time right here live. I've not played versus this one, and we're going to see. What I do is I'll probably play it 4, 5, 10 times to get an idea of whether I have selected the right starting health, and maybe I need to reconfigure some of the special things. For example, if I draw a yellow card, it says the boss will convert your highest cost outpost. And now remember, an outpost has a black shield, and it has to be destroyed first before any damage passes through to you. So a yellow card says, boss converts highest cost outpost to a basic base, which is a silver shield. If you don't have an outpost, if no outpost, boss attacks with either 5 combat or combat equal to the cost of the player's highest cost base, whichever is higher. So if you have an 8 cost base, it's going to do 8 damage to you. Red, boss infects and absorbs 1 scout in player's hand. If you don't have one in your hand, you take 4 damage. If absorbed, boss gains 3 health and player must scrap a scout. Green, boss infects 2 cards in the player's hands. Select 2 cards. They must be played on the player's next turn, but they have no effect and cannot be scrapped. And then finally, blue is boss infects all Trade Federation bases under the player's control. Trade Federations then self-destruct and attack player with damage equal to half the total cost of all bases scrapped. Round up. All right, so let's see and it starts with 25 health. So let's go ahead and get this thing going. I've already shuffled the deck, but what I'm going to do real quick is just to show you. I really want this game to be as random as possible. Now I have 2 decks here. What you're going to find is in a solo game, typically you're not going to burn through the trade deck. It's just not enough cards for that to happen. With a multiplayer game, sometimes that will happen. But I've divided the pile in 2 here, mainly because it's just too unwieldy. If I stack it, it's real high and it has a tendency to tip off. So I'll start with this pile first, then this pile if I should reach it. All right, once again, I start with 2 Vipers and 8 Scouts, and I will shuffle it. So you always start with 10 cards. That is your starting hand. If you're playing against an opponent, they have the exact same starting hand. Two Vipers and 8 Scouts. All right, now remember, in this game, my Scouts can actually be they can be scrapped. They can force to be scrapped by the AI if I draw a red card. So you better start buying pretty quick or invest in explorers when you can. That was my idea or my thinking behind this. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got my starting hand. Now, I'm playing the normal basic rules, which means I get 3 turns, and then the AI will get his turn or its turn. All right, so I've got 1 combat, 2 combat, and 3 purchase. So the 2 combat, I'm going to go ahead and hit the infection hub as early on in the game, and those are done. And I've got 3 spend. Here is an outpost. Draw a card. An outpost. Here we go. So this outpost will give me 4 protection. But remember, if I draw and it's not a trade federation, but if I draw a yellow card, it will convert this to a basic base. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this. It's a red card, and it says if you played a base this turn, including this one, you may scrap a card in your hand or discard pile. All right. So that was turn number 2. What I do is I refill this. We haven't shifted cards yet. That starts once the enemy starts. And then I know that I've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 purchase power this time. And that's got 6 damage, and it's a red, which is an ally to the base I bought. Let's focus on red cards. I think I'm going to try to go with the red cards. And it says you may return a target base from play to its owner's hand. That's a really good one because that could protect me from losing my base. Although if you return it to your hand, kind of defeats the purpose. Unless if it's not attacking me, then I could do that. To resist it playing the yellow where it converts it. All right, that was round number 2. We put another card out. Now I get to shuffle my deck. This is my last free round, third round, and then the AI infection hub ship will get a turn. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, Scout, Viper, Scout, Scout, and look at me. I got my 4 Fortress out. All right, that's good. So with this one, I will damage this for a point of damage, down to 22. 3 purchase. No reds. Now I am worried that my 8 scouts are gonna start getting absorbed. So maybe I want to invest in. Now the base gives me 2 heal or 2 coin. But it costs 4, so never mind, I can't buy that one. I could buy this one, which does 4, and the target opponent discards a card, or yellow. If I have a yellow ally, it does 2 additional damage. You hate to leave money on the table, but I'm really a little worried about losing my scout. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 2 of them to buy an explorer, and I'm going to spend my remaining 1 to buy this blob fighter, which does 3 damage. So that is the end of my turn. You fill the deck. Now it becomes this the AI's turn. So here's how this works. You take the card farthest from the trade deck and you discard it to the enemy. However many cards this enemy has, that's how much base damage it will do to you on its turn. So it's automatically doing 1 combat. Then you shift everything down. You reveal this card, and whatever color card this is, you consult the chart here, and that's what happens. So I drew a yellow, which is not what I wanted. So the yellow, the boss converts my highest cost outpost, which is this one, to a basic base. Boss then attacks with 5, or if no outpost. I do have an outpost. Okay, so it converted it. Boss attacks with, if no outpost, boss attacks with 5. Right? So I'm automatically thinking that there's really no penalty here. It converts my base, so it's not going to protect me, and it will do 1 damage. Now here's the good part. The basic rules of this game, there's sort of like an algorithm that describes how the boss will attack. So here's how it works. If the boss can attack and defeat a player, meaning reduce me to 0 health, it will attack me. It can't do that because I have 50 health. All right. Otherwise, the boss will attack the highest outpost it can destroy. Well, there's no outpost anymore. Then the boss attacks the highest defense non-outpost that it can destroy. Well, it can't destroy this. Then if the boss attacks the player with the lowest authority. So because it can't destroy this, it will automatically attack me. So it goes down to 49. All right, so it did a point of damage. But this is no longer an outpost. It can just take 4 damage. So whenever the AI can do 4 damage or more, it will attack this first using that algorithm. All right, it is now my turn. I draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've got purchase. I've got 5 spend. Okay, 5 spend. I'm going to buy, are there any red cards? There are not. The only other card I've purchased is a green, but I need bases. So I'm going to spend 4 on this recycling station, which is an outpost. It's got 4, but I have to actually play it first. I reveal a card, and I only have 1 left. There is nothing that I can buy for 1, so this is wasted. It goes away, and that is the end of my turn. This comes up here for 2 damage now. Everything shifts. And we have a red. All right, the red. The boss will all right, I'm supposed to draw a hand. So 1, 2. You do this at the end of your turn. I totally forgot. But let me go ahead and shuffle and draw some cards. All right. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have my hand, right? So I drew red, and it says the boss infects and absorbs 1 scout. Well, there's a scout. Or it will attack me with 4. So if absorbed, which it did, the scout goes to the scrap and the boss gains 3 health. So it's back up to 25. All right. Pretty much a stalemate right now. It also is going to do 2 damage to me. Remember, it can't destroy this, so it will send that 2 damage, and I'm at 47. All right, it is now my turn. I've only got 4 cards to play. I don't get to draw a 5th because I had to scrap it forced me to scrap 1. So I've just got 4 cards. The good news is I've got 2 8 damage. And it says you may return a target base from play to its owner's hand, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, now what this means is when I play it again, which I can do right now, it returns to my hand. You may return a target base from play to its own. Oh, that's the other player. Never mind. You may return the target base from play to its owner's hand. So if the AI does not have a base, if you were playing an opponent and they had a base out, I could do 6 damage, but I can also force them to return their base to their hand. So that's pretty cool. So this one is still out. I just read that wrong. Now I don't have an ally out, so I don't get to draw a card as my bonus ability, but I do 6, 7, 8 damage, which knocks this down to 17. So not too bad. And that is that. And I've got 1 spend, which unfortunately I can't buy anything, so it goes away. And now it is the enemy's turn. This one comes up here. It's now doing 3 damage. Everything shifts. And we reveal a yellow. Now remember, I should have drawn up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, it's a green, excuse me. Green. Boss will infect 2 cards in the player's hand. I get to pick those. Those 2 cards must be played, but have no effect. So I've got 5 scouts. So 2 of these are ineffective. I'll just put them in my discard, and that leaves me with 3 purchase power. With the 3, I'm going to go ahead and buy an Explorer for 2, and that leaves me 1, and I'll buy another Blob Fighter. This gets replaced. That is my turn. I draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to shuffle. Oops. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, got my hand. This one comes up here. It is now doing 4 damage, but fortunately it will do it to my base now. Everything shifts, and we reveal one. It is a green again. All right, so once again, you know what I forgot to do? Did I do the 3 damage? Yeah, I did. Did I? I had 3 damage. I don't remember. Did I do 3 damage? I did not. I'm down to 44. Forgot to attack on that last turn when it had 3. Okay, so now it is going to do 4 damage to me, which will remove this. And it's green, so it is going to infect 2 of my cards. So let me look and see what I got. Well, I have 2 scouts, so I'm going to go ahead and those will be inactive, and that leaves me with a shield outpost and a blob fighter and an explorer. The blob fighter does 3 damage. I'll go ahead and send that over. It's at 14. If I had a green ally out, I could draw a card, but I don't. I have 2 spend plus 1, or it says, or discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many. I'm not going to do that. I can either get 1 gold or do this. So I'll take the 3 spend. I already did the 3 damage, so it's done. And the 3 spend, I will buy... I'm going to buy this base. It's not an outpost, so it doesn't block, but it is green, which is an ally to some of my other cards. So I'm going to buy that for 3, and that is my turn. Draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to replace this because I purchased. And then this comes up here. Actually, I forgot to do... No, it's this turn. Now we got it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then we flip. Okay, so it's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Well, remember, it can't destroy me, but it can destroy my outpost. So I revealed a green as well. So this goes away, and that 1 extra point comes through to me, to 3. There were 5, and it absorbed 4. And then the green, again, I have to discard 2 cards. I'm going to discard my 3 scouts so I can do 4 damage. 4 damage knocks it down to 10. Oh, that's on my turn. Sorry. All right, so it forced me to discard these. So now it's my turn, right? So I only have these 2. I do 4 damage, so it's down to 10. Man, I can't believe I had to discard 3 cards. No, it was 2. Why did I say 3? I don't remember. I should have 1 spin, but it doesn't matter because nothing costs 1. It was 2 cards, not 3. All right, and then this goes away. These go away. I draw my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it is this guy's turn. So he gets a card. Everything shifts. This is bad because now he's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage automatically. Plus, I drew a mercenary garrison. This one does not have, it's not associated with a color. I'll have to remember it. So if it doesn't have a color, what do you do? I think if it's, I'm going to have to take this into consideration. So here is a special card in the deck. It's a mercenary garrison. It has no affiliation. So since there's no color, I want to say the rules somewhere say that if the AI can't do it, the player picks. But I think what I'll do instead is I'm going to remove this card for now because I've got to, in my rules, I'll have to account for that. So I need to remember that. That's why I'm removing it, so I'll remember. All right, so I pulled another green. So again, I have to discard 2 cards. I will discard these 2, and it does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. So I'm down to 37. All right, 37. It is now my turn. And I've got 7 damage and 2 spend. So 7 will knock this down to 3. And This says you may return target base from play. Okay, so I can't do that. And 2 spin could get me an Explorer, which is what I'll buy. That is the end of my turn. I have no cards to draw, so I need to shuffle first. And then it will be the enemy's turn. I don't have any bases out, so this guy is going to do some damage to me. But right now, my initial thought is this may be a little too easy. So I either need to increase the health of the boss, or possibly just play it at a harder level. All right, so this comes up here. It's now doing 7 damage. Everything shifts, and I reveal a card. It's green again. Man, I swear I did shuffle these. Green again. Green, I have to draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To destroy it, I just need 3 damage, but I've got to discard 2 cards. Well, unfortunately, I've only got 1 damage. So let's do this. I'll discard the damage because I'd rather have the buy power of 4. I can buy this Blob Destroyer which is a green, and it does 6 damage. So hopefully that will help me if this game goes on much longer. All right, I refill this, and now I draw my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He did 7 damage, so I'm down to 30. All right, and let's see what I got. I drew the green. I discarded, I played my hand, and so now I drew my 5, so now it's this turn. So now it's 8 damage doing. Everything shifts. And we got a yellow. Okay, there we go, finally. If it drew another green, I was going to say something's wrong. Yellow is a boss converts the highest cost base. I don't have a base. Otherwise, it attacks with 5 or damage equal to the player's highest cost base. So I have no base, so it's 5 plus 8 is 13. So I'm down to 17. Maybe I did balance this one somewhat correctly. 17 to 3. All right, all I need is 3 damage, which is right there. It didn't force me to get rid of any cards, so I don't have to buy anything. I've got 4 damage, which is enough to destroy it. So there you go. So that, if this interests you, the reason I wanted to share this with you is, there's a lot of games, especially role-playing games, you create content for the game. But for a lot of board games or card games, there's not a big, well, it depends on the game. I was going to say there's not a lot of custom content created for every game. You have to find those games like Star Realms that allow you to create your own enemies for, or you could even create your own cards for. That's one of the things I love about games like this is that, look, I've gotten tired of playing this boss, so now I'll create my own. Now what I have to do is I look and I go, the final score was 17 health to 0, so I beat it by 17, which is not bad. I mean, sometimes that you get beat that much by the AI. So what I'm going to do is I'll play this game now at what we call the intermediate level, which is where I get 2 turns instead of 3. Then I'll play it at normal, which is where I take a turn, it takes a turn, I take a turn, it takes a turn. And then I'll play it at advanced, where it goes first, and then I go. As a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to reset the game, shuffle everything up, and I'm going to play it at advanced. I'm going to let it go first, and I'm going to see how bad it might hurt if I play it at the highest level. Let's do that. Give me just a minute to reset. I'll be right back.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame Newsletter. Each week, the tabletop engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below.
All right, I'm back for the advanced game. The Infection Hub has 25 health. I start with 50. And I've got my initial 10 here. I shuffled the second deck. I swapped these 2 from the last game and just shuffled this one up. I shuffled both, but this is the one I'm going to be playing from. So it hopefully has some different cards that maybe you haven't seen yet if you've been watching these videos. So let me shuffle these. Let me draw my first 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since I am playing the advanced version, the AI will go first. So what you do is you load out your 5, and then you treat it as the AI goes first. So when the AI goes, this card comes up here. That's how much damage it will do. Everything shifts down. and then we reveal a card. And I revealed a yellow. Yellow says it converts the highest cost outpost base. Well, I don't have any bases. So it will attack with 5 or damage equal to the base, the cost of the highest base. Well, again, I have no bases. So 5 plus 1, it's automatically done 6 damage right out of the gate. So I'm down to 44. Again, I'm playing this at the advanced level where it goes first. All right, it didn't take any of my cards, so let's see what I've got. I've got 4 spend and a damage. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the damage. You hit it anytime you can. And with a 4 spend, 3, 4, I'm going to go ahead and get a shield out. Here's a space station with 4. And what we do is we replace this. And then I draw my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's now the AI's turn. This comes up here. Everything shifts, and we draw a card. It is another yellow. Again, I have no bases, so it's going to do 5 plus 2 is 7. Now I'm down to 37. Yeah, this is normal for an advanced game where the AI goes first. I've played enough of these that, yep, it's almost even. I mean, it's kicking my butt. I don't have any shields out. I've got 5 spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 damage, so I'll do the damage. And with my 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I will buy, I'll buy the battle barge for 5 damage. All right, it's a yellow, so I'm looking to buy yellow allies. Fill it. All right, and then draw my 5. I need to shuffle. I'm out of cards. And then the AI will take its turn, the boss. All right, I'm going to keep shuffling a little bit more. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, this one comes up here. It is now doing a base 3 damage. Everything shifts. I have no shields out. All right, it drew a red. Okay, so it's for red. The boss will infect and take 1 of my scouts. So this goes away to the scrap, and it heals for 3. So it's back up to 20. So it goes up to 26. And by the way, in Star Realms, you can exceed your starting health. You can actually go higher than your starting health. All right, and then it does it does 3 damage to me. So I'm down to 34. 34 to 26. So far I have no shields out. I've got 3 spend and a damage, so I'll do the damage. And with my 3 spend, I'll buy this frigate. It's yellow. I'm trying to get yellow cards. So I'll replace that and draw my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it goes. This comes up here. It's doing a base 4 damage. Everything shifts. And I draw a green. The green means I have to take 2 cards from my hand. They are infected this turn, which means they cannot, sorry about that, the phone rang. That means they cannot be used this round. So let's see what I got. Obviously, I'll get the space station out and my battle barge and my Viper, and my 2 scouts will go away as useless. The damage I'm doing is 2, 7, 8. 8 damage in all. Okay, I will take that. I can't use the special ability. Well, I could use a special ability. Target opponent discards a card. If you have 2 or more bases in play, gain an additional 3, but I don't. So these go away, stays in play. And what did I say? I do 8, 7, 8. 8 damage. So it's down to 17. And the good news is I now have a shield up, which will absorb some of that damage. All right, I draw my 5. 1, 2. I have to shuffle. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, this comes up here. It is now doing a base 5 damage. And plus it draws a green, which means I've got to draw 2 more cards that will not work in my hand. Well, I'll send 2 scouts and save these, which do damage. Now, the good news is I have a yellow space station and a yellow Imperial frigate. Actually, hold on. Sorry. It's not my turn. I just drew. And then I drew green, so I had to discard 2 cards, which will not work. which leaves this. Then it's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 damage, which means my space station is destroyed, and I take 1 point of damage. Getting ahead of myself here, sorry. Now it's my turn. I've only got, I don't have the ally in play anymore. I can do 5 damage, so it's down to 12. And I got 1 spend, which won't get me much, but it will get me this Imperial Frigate, which I'll take. And that is my turn. I draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it's that turn. It is now doing 6 base damage. Everything shifts. I have no shield. And it draws a blue. Okay, well this is good. I put the blue in there just so you know, it's sort of a breather. You want to have, I've done enough of these that sometimes you want to have at least one of these where it's sort of a respite. You get a breather. And for this one, it's if you don't have any Trade Federation bases, which is excellent. So it infects all Trade Fed bases, and Trade Federation's bases self-destruct and attack. So right now, nothing happens other than it just does its base damage, which is 6. So now I'm down to 27. Like that. All right, my turn. It didn't take any of my cards. I can do 5 damage, and I've got 4 spend. 5 damage knocks it down to 7. Okay. And the 4 spend will get me, this one's 3 and it has 5 shield. I will take that one. It costs 3. I only have 1 left, but I can buy this one, which does 1 coin, and this gets replaced. Oh, that was a shield. I hope I was not wanting that one to go. And that is the end of my turn. So I draw 5. I got 1. Now I need to shuffle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this comes up here. It is now doing a base 7 damage. Everything shifts. And it draws a blue again. I got another respite. Okay. So 1 damage. I just won. I can play my battle station, which does 5, 6. Oh no, it's got 1 health left. All right, let's do the damage. 6, which knocks it down to 1. Like that. All right, so this goes away. And with my 3 spend, I will buy... I want damage. I'll do this one, Patrol Boat, for 2. And that leaves me with 1. I'll buy that one for 1. And it puts that out. And that is all for my turn. All right. I draw my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is now, this comes up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, which will obviously get rid of the battle station. But it all depends on this card. If I draw a yellow, it converts that to a basic base. So, hold on. I drew a red, which will infect 1 scout. So, this scout goes to the scrap. And if absorbed, boss gains 3. So, it's back up to 4. And now it does damage. 8, 5 absorbed. So, that loses 3. So, I'm down to 24. All right, that is its turn. Now, can I do 4 damage? 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 damage. So, yes, with the cards in hand, I can do 7 damage, which wins. Now, that actually kind of felt not too difficult. And the boss went first, which is supposed to make the game a little harder. So what does that tell me? Well, it tells me I need to play it at advanced again. And what may happen is I may need to bump the starting health up a bit so it's a closer, you know, if I'm beating it 24-0, I definitely, and I did have some luck there. I got some bases out early in the game and drew those 2 blues, which gave me a little bit of a breather. But what I'm going to do is I'll continue to play the game or test it out, and I'll ultimately make a decision to, you know, modify it. which I already know I'm going to modify it. I just got to figure out how much. But I'm going to play a few more games, and then I'll decide maybe I want to increase the health and maybe I want to increase the damage it does. Maybe I want to increase this blue where if you don't have any Trade Federation bases, it does just a flat attack of a certain number. There's a lot of ways you can twist this to make it fun. The way it is now, this was fun. I played 2 games. I won both of them. One of them was kind of close. The other one, not so close. But I do think I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult. And I've just got to play a few more games of it to figure out how I want to do that. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments, and I'm more than happy to answer them. This is just such a fun little game. I just think Star Realms is one of those perfect little card games that you can just buy the core set, and I think they sell it online for like $16 or $17. It comes in a little box with just the core game. And then if you really like it, you can start buying those other, packs and add-ons and stuff. But you can get the basic game, which you're really seeing here, for just like $17 or so. All right, well, that's all I have for this episode. If you want to see more games of just straight Star Realms, let me know in the comments. If you'd like to see me do more custom cards, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do that as well. I left this one out because I do need to incorporate what to do when a card is revealed that does not have an affiliation. The easiest thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a rule that says, it'll be down here at the bottom, that says if a card revealed does not have an affiliation, use the card next to it. That's the easiest and most random way to do it, because then you don't have to shift the deck again and reveal another card, but you know that there's going to be a revealed card next to it. And what is it going to be? Well, it's going to be the last card that the infection hub or whatever the boss bought, unless you purchased it, or maybe the one in front of it and it shifted down. So there's always that risk of, but there's so few cards in the deck that are non-affiliated, the odds of this popping up are sort of like not worth worrying about what card goes here. All right, again, if you have any questions, post them and I'll answer them. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me as I played a couple games of Star Realms against a custom-made boss. As soon as I finalize this boss, I will make him available to you to download if you play Star Realms and want to have a copy of it. All right, that's all I got. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Everybody, take care.